Okay, Ravi, so thank you for coming in today. So, today we're going to be planning what we're going to be able to do for you. But first, I just wanted to tell you this is a little translator device that I was able to get for you, and you can keep it. So, you just press this button and it'll listen, and then it'll transmit it back to you with your headphones.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so today we're going to be making a thing I like to call an ego map, and it just helps me understand your relationships with things that are going on in your life. So I'm going to start by asking you, obviously, what's your name?
My name's Ravi, and my last name is Davies.
Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to write Ravi Davies here. Okay, so let's talk about the resources that you have that are like your individual relationships with things. So, like an example of this would be your mom, your dad, your grandparents. So, just like basically like a relationship between you and another person. So, you do have both a mom and a dad, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll make those into circles. So, could you describe to me your relationship with your mom? So, there's a few different types. A straight line is described as strong, a dotted line is weak. A line with a cut off in the middle is severed. A squiggly line is hostile, and then two lines means very strong. So, how would you describe your relationship with your mom?
I would describe my mom's relationship as sort of weak at the moment, since I cannot talk to her. It's getting weaker.
Okay, and what about your dad? How would you describe your relationship to your dad?
I would say that it is hostile. He's had all this pressure on me since I was very young, and it's a lot to deal with. So I would say hostile.
That's very understandable. Okay, and do you have your grandparents?
Yes, I do. I have both of my grandparents left.
Okay.
For their relationship, I would like to think that it's still very strong, even though I don't get to talk to them. They've always been there.
Okay, and then what's some other things that we could put in this micro region? What are some other things that you would say would fit in here?
From back home, the church over there,
Okay.
and probably the friends that I used to have.
Okay, and how would you describe your relationship to your church back home?
I would say that it is very strong. It has made me question my religion, made me very strong in it, and it's made me who I am today.
Okay, and what about your friends back home? How would you describe your relationship to them?
I think that it is severed. I haven't been able to talk to them since I came to America, so no communication.
Okay, so then we're just going to go back through here and we're going to discuss the relationships that all of these other people have with each other. So, the relationship between your mom and your dad, how would you describe it?
I think it's very strong. They have a good marriage.
Okay, and what about your mom and your grandparents?
Grandparents of Dad don't really like Mom, so I would say it's a little hostile.
Okay, and what about your dad and your grandparents? How is their relationship?
Again, they don't like Mom, so it's a distant, like weak kind of
Okay,
with Dad and his mother and father.
all right, and then how does your grandparents feel about church?
Very strong. They're the ones that took me.
Okay, so how about your mom and your dad's relationship to the church? How would you describe that?
I would say strong. Not very strong, but strong.
Okay. And what about the church's relationships to your friends?
Weak. Some go, some don't. It's just an in between.
Okay. And what about your friends to your mom and your dad, do your mom and your dad like your friends?
No, it is hostile. They didn't want me hanging out with them at all.
Okay, so then we're going to go on to kind of like a more meso level, which means that you're not really like super close to these people or organizations. So I already put one down for you. I put down social worker. I am part of an organization that you're a part of, so I put myself down. And how would you describe our relationship so far?
I think it is strong. You were trying to help me, and I understand that it's a little hard.
Okay, so then I also put down services because I'm able to help you with services, but you also have other things that are able to provide you services. So my relationship with the services, I would say that's very strong. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, and then how do you think your relationship with services is so far? And you can be honest. I don't want you to,
I would say that it's a little weak.
Okay.
Just because it's getting started, and I haven't seen all the services yet, but
Okay. So, what about any other kind of organizations or some type of what about the organizations or like any new friends you've made here? Do you want to mention any of those in this eco map?
I have that friend at Arby's. Her name is Katie.
Okay.
She helps me a lot.
And how would you say your relationship to her is?
Very strong. She
Okay.
has given me food, and she's been there for me to talk to.
Okay. And then what about the church group that you go to here?
Oh yes, very, very strong relationship. They give me the phone to call my parents. I get to sleep there. They've been very helpful.
Okay, so do you think that they provide you services, correct?
Yes.
So do you think that the church group that you go to here and the services, what kind of relationship do you think goes there?
Strong.
Okay. Now let's talk about the changes that you'd like to make in your life here. So I know we've talked a lot about it. So could you just tell me the 3 main priorities that you have on your mind right now?
I would like to get a job so I can have an income for myself and
Okay.
stop living on the streets. So finding a house would be very nice, or
Okay.
some sort of housing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would really, really like to get a phone so I can talk to my mom and dad and family whenever I can.
Okay. So would you describe all of those things right now are kind of weak?
Yeah, kind of weak. Maybe even Sarah does. I don't have any of them yet.
Okay. Alright, so that sounds good. So now I've been thinking a lot about we need to make a treatment plan together, so that way we can really get your services started and we can move into the implementation step. So, goal 1 would be, what would you say?
Getting a home.
Okay, so I'm just going to write that down real quick. So you want, first and foremost, you want to get a house, which is understandable. I think we'll be able to help with that. And then number 2, what would you say?
Getting a job, somewhere for me to get money from.
Very good, okay. And number 3?
Eventually get a phone, again, so I can talk to them.
Okay. So then let's go over how you can accomplish goal 1. So there is this place. The address is 627 4th Avenue. And the place is called Harmony House. It's a homeless shelter. And if you go in there and you sign up for coordinated entry, then you can, you'll go through it's like kind of